21 girls.
21 girls. All right, so you had 2 other guys with you in the business.
Chase and Tommy Walter.
Yeah, and then you had a young lady go with you as well.
Yep.
All right, so how did you utilize the party pad there?
Well, what we did was we sat everybody down and we just start off obviously on the front. You're just like, who's wrapped? Who's wrapped right now? Who's enjoying the product? And then you just go step by step by step through the party pad. I didn't try to make it complicated. It was actually my first time using the party pad. So when they say they've made this as simple as possible, just flip through the pages. That's all you got to do. Don't try to complicate it. Keep it very simple, and don't overload them with information.
All right, let's give it up to Kay.
Hello.
Hello. All right, so Kay, I know for you, the first time you used it, you said you bombed. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Completely. I think some of us in the front here might completely appreciate this, but the first time I used the party pad, I had done a coaching call on the party pad with my team. I was really confident on the party pad. And I got to the wrap party and I thought, I'm making this too complicated. I had my notes, but I was fumbling over my pages as I was reading, and I realized, this is simple. The notes are here to guide us. So my advice to my team was, practice. Practice with your spouse, practice with your upline, your sideline, your downline, practice in the mirror. Practice the party pad, because you're eventually going to memorize the pages, you're going to memorize the verbiage, you're going to get comfortable with it. And I realized that I was fumbling over my words and trying to make it too complicated rather than just keeping each page simple and weaving my story through the party pad, just like I call her Mom did yesterday. And I have to adjust that. Just like Mom did yesterday, and I think that it's simple. And I realized that we just have to keep it very, very simple and just talk through each page. We know what to say, and we just can't overcomplicate it, and I think that's the key.
One of the things too, we'll give it to Nikki in just a second. Hang on to it for one more second. One of the things too that you taught them, how did you teach them to put the notes in?
Oh, the notes, if you all haven't printed your notes and put them in a party pad, you've got to do that.
Put them in upside down.
Yeah, can I see it? Okay, so the mistake that I made is I put them this way, and instead put them upside down, so that when you're talking, you're streamlined. They don't realize that you even have notes back here. Highlight the things that you have to say, or else you're going to constantly be doing this. And so you look so professional, and you look so streamlined, and then they're really seeing, okay, this business is really easy. And you walk through each page this way. So that is, you look so smart.
Yeah. All right, now, this is what I want you to understand. If you will read those notes, you will recruit more people. You know why? They can, most everybody I know can read. So if you're actually looking at your notes and reading it and going through, that's cool. Because they know they can do that too and be successful. All right, so Michael, I'll get you to interview Nikki and Chris.
Absolutely, and don't be intimidated to read. Remember, people are a little uncomfortable as it is because they're sitting there going, I want to know about it, but if they're even thinking, I'm interested in doing this and joining the party, can I do it? Because they don't care how great you are. No matter how great we think we are, the people that are watching and listening to this party pad, they don't care how great you are. They don't care how great of a presenter you are. They don't care how funny you are. They don't care anything, but can I do this? So Nikki and Chris, you guys have been in the business. You're Ambassador Diamonds. You're out there building the business. Share some party pad experiences.
I think Kate covered a lot of it, and talking about the notes and putting it upside down. One of the things that we love about this is I am a puker. And with the old magazine, I felt like I had to fill in those quiet moments with so much information because I was so excited about the possibility of the business opportunity, and I was so excited about the products and what they could do, and so I wanted to tell everybody every single detail. And so while I might be that way, everybody else isn't, right? We know that there's different personality types, and some people just want to have fun, and some people just want to make money and give directions to them, and they'll do whatever you want them to do. They don't care about the details. And so with this, it's so duplicatable. I love the fact that I can get a new person on my team, and if they're not local, I can send them 5, 6 party pads in the mail and say, here, this is going to arrive probably before your product gets there. And you can look it over and you can start sharing before you even have that product. Or if they're local, we give it to them. And we can print the notes out for them, or we can show them it's in your back office. It's part of your back office training. Let's show you where these notes are. And you go through it page by page, and you point, and maybe you can throw a little highlights in with your story, but you just stick with it, and it's easy.
I love what she said. She said, I was a puker. And what she's talking about, I was saying way too much. So those moments where people are sitting here going like this, if they're holding it, let them read it. Let them absorb it. Let them read, this is what it does. Only available through it works. Titans, tones, and firms. You don't have, after you've went through your information on your notes, give people time to absorb it up. Remember what Pam said? They don't have a brain cell for this. So if there's that moment, I love what Nikki said, if there's that moment, you've got to learn, that's not time to sell. That's time to shut up. Okay?
Right, and I love what she said too. You could have a party pad, several with you with the notes already in, and if somebody leaves that party, signed up as the distributor, hand it to them and say, you're ready to go. They can absolutely do that presentation the next day before their kid even comes. And then we take it to Chris, and Chris is a former chiropractor, and he's got all this knowledge. And if he starts giving it out to everybody, they're not going to think that they can follow him. So Chris, how could you possibly,
Especially as a professional.
Yeah, as a professional.
Well, I'm going to give you some very earth-moving information right now. This is amazing stuff, so take notes if you need to.
So you've got a sorority house experience as well, huh?
We won't talk about that. Okay. Raise your hand if you can read. Can you read? Raise your hand if you can point. Can you point? That's all you got to do. It's that simple. You just have to keep it so easy. Because what you're doing, when you're sitting down and meeting with somebody for the first time, that is, in our minds, that's our first training experience. They are going to be a distributor. They're going to be. They don't all sign up, but in my mind, they're going to be. So we are sitting down right from that very first moment, and we're teaching them how easy this business is. And as you go through this, it's simple. And don't overcomplicate it. Because we all do that. We all try to make it way harder than it is, and you just don't have to. And this helps you to stay on focus, stay on task. When you're talking with people, it's not a sale. We're not trying to sell. We're having a conversation, and this keeps you on task and just walks through that conversation so you cover all those points that they need to know.
Is there any chiropractors, doctors, nurses in the room? So a lot of times, you all know a lot more than maybe a guy like me, dropped out of college, who didn't have any clue about that stuff, right? Or Chris and I are standing here, we look like brothers, but he has a lot more knowledge here when it comes to all the technical details than maybe I do. But we get on the same page with the party pad. And I think that's the key. It puts everybody on the level playing field, no matter if you're 18, 80, somewhere in between, whether you don't, maybe you dropped out of high school, maybe you can point, flip. I mean, you're just reading and flipping, reading and pointing, And that can put you on the same page as somebody, as Pam, that knows everything about this product. As Nikki, as Chris, as Kay, as Jeremy. It puts everybody on the same page. So read it, point to it, let them absorb it.
All right, I think Kay wanted to make one more point, and then we'll leave it to
I have to say this because I feel bad if I don't. I think this is even such a tool that we should be using to discuss the opportunity when we're speaking to someone on the phone. Because I think a lot of times we have leads or people that we want to talk to that are outside of our area, and we get them on the phone. And when we got the party pad, I started walking through from page 1, flipping it over and going through the backside on the phone with them, and it kept me streamlined. I say, I'm going through our party pad. This is the tool that we use at all of our parties and all of our meetings, and this is what you can use for your business as well. And I'll walk them through each page, and they love it because they realize, wow, this is so simple. Even if they don't have one in front of them, I'm showcasing the product, the packages that we sell, and walking them through the opportunity even on the phone.
All right, great points, guys. Thank you so much.
Give our ambassadors a hand, everybody.